But with everything that's going down, I felt like I had to do a live this weekend. Um, to be quite honest, I journeyed this morning to find out that Father basically smoked me. They've been blasting this shit out of me with their directed energy weapon bullshit for the last week now. And I've been waking up at night pissed off at God. Just let him take me out already. Why am I fucking dealing with this? Just let him succeed. And so, faith is being sure of what you hope for and certain of what you do not see. So I journeyed this morning, and Father was basically like, well, you wanted them to take you out. So what did heaven do? Gave me a voracious head cold, which is, and I say that heaven did it because I never get sick. The last time I got sick, I had COVID before COVID was even a thing. And so I can probably count on one hand how many times I've been sick my whole life. I don't get sick. But I have a voracious head cold. And so, but with everything that's going down, I didn't feel, hey, Gov, I did not feel like I could not do a video because it ends up making people unnecessarily worry. From what I understand, from what I've been told, Nathan Stolpman's been missing for 5 days. He was doing broadcasts, and he started talking about Thomas Schoenberger and Defango. Defango, I guess, is this woman who helped set Nathan up, or not Nathan, but Isaac Cappy up, who is also now dead. And I did rotate my plans. Thank you for the suggestion. I do take suggestions, so I rotated them. But I guess Nathan has been quoted that you don't want to be him. And there's all kinds of stuff going on. I think that they're actually getting ready to just take out Nathan. That's what I'm afraid of. Whether or not Nathan is a good guy, whether or not Nathan is a bad guy or a good guy, I'm not even getting into that. But this group eats their own. And they are eating their own. If you go look at the comments, probably when I talk about Skills, and go read the comments. Skills left a comment that was not meant for me. And basically, who's Kara? Free range humans. That's who Skills is. And she said in the comment, well, if you're going to throw me under the bus, I'm going to talk about N8. I don't know who N8 is or what group N8 is. I don't know. Maybe some of you can figure it out. But they're starting to throw each other under the fucking bus. I just got, and thank you, Angel. I took your advice, turned them, you know. And so, hey, Sherilyn. Yes, thank you, Gov. Like the video if you want to show support. Like, share, subscribe. I never ask people to do that. I always forget. But for years, I didn't let anybody even comment, or let alone like. I suppose you could still subscribe. You can't stop that. But so they're trying to take out Nathan. For those of you who are on the email list, you saw the exchange that I got in with Doug Mesner the other day on X, because I took screenshots, sent it all out. I apologize. I was not feeling well. I can be a dickhead at the best of times, but when I'm sick, I have such a low tolerance, and I am just, I can be a dickhead, and I was a dickhead to him. Everything I said was true. Everything I said was true. all those screenshots. And if you're interested, I'm sure it's still up on X because it was a conversation. It wasn't private. Came and started dancing around, acting like a fucking dumbass. But when I journeyed this morning, after I journeyed, there are things that actually fell into place. Because in the journey, Father told me, yeah, Thomas Schoenberger supposedly reported me to fucking Social Security. But thankfully, he put his fucking name on the report. I'm very grateful he put his fucking name on the report. Because when they go into my Social Security account and they see that there has been a myriad amount of attempts at identity theft considering my Social Security account, and now he's doing what he's doing, they're not fucking stupid. They're going to connect the dots and figure that he's part of the group that was involved with the myriad amount of attempts. He's fraudulently making fraudulent reports on me right now. You know, that's why he wanted that video that I did of him first saying that he was going to steal the title to my house and put me in my place. And then the next day or two, my channel was going to be toast. And then it was, you either take these videos down or I'm going to report you to Social Security. All that shit is out there. All of it is fucking out there. And so they're going to figure it out. Next news that I find, something is going on in the meth head apartments because they're not letting people have, they're throwing people out. They're not giving them a lease anymore. That just came to me through a person who is involved, has property, asked me if I knew anything about it. And I was just like, no. And then I ran into a person who lives in the other one that's not a problem at all. And I asked them about it. And they said they're not renewing people's leases in that apartment building. So bye-bye fucking meth heads, you know? Shit is actually starting to happen. That's the reason why God, Father, gave me a head cold. Because it was just like, oh, so you want to let him take you out, right? Is that what you want? And then the minute I was sick, I realized that's not what I wanted at all. Whatever they're doing, remodeling, whatever, you know? I find that it's only in one of the two apartments. They're both connected. And it's only in one. Oh, I'm sick. And two, I have a head cold. I won't be able to do this for very long, and I have that Barry White voice going on. I got a head cold on Friday. So that's why I didn't come in on Saturday. Because, oh my God, I there was no way I could have done it live yesterday. And I don't know how long I'm going to be able to keep this up because my head is so stuffed up that my voice is just reverberating in my head. And so, but heaven put me in that position because it was basically like, oh, there's nothing. I don't know what it's like for a woman. I don't know what it's like for a woman. But for a guy, at least for me as a guy, there is nothing that reminds me of my own mortality than when I get sick. You know, you realize that you are not infallible, you know? And so God does slow us down in the weirdest ways. Everything is starting to fall into place. Everything is starting to fall into place. And I forgot to put the link in the description, but I'll put the link in the description. You guys will not believe the coronal hole in the sun that is about ready to hit us. We've already had two, and it's causing issues. That's what's causing all of these volcanoes to go off, because all of it is going in. thank you into. I've really tried to actually bring awareness to all of this, and I won't stop. Yeah, they're hitting me with their fucking machines, but it is. I never stay sick for long, and I'm actually feeling better today. As bad as I sound, I'm actually feeling way better than I was yesterday, and I only caught it on Friday, and so it's you know why Jacob wrestled with God. I don't know. That I don't know. I listen to a lot of stuff though that is Christian, and hold on. Oh, sorry. As long as I'm on here, I'll be doing that a bit. I'm just warning you now. It's been a constant snot factory. I did lay in a hot bath this morning. That cleared up my head like amazing. But then after a while, I couldn't take it anymore. I didn't feel well after that, so I had to go lay down. I've spent a lot of time this weekend sleeping, laying down. And it is good to see all of you. So I'm just going to keep this up for as long as I can, at least for an hour. You know, with everything that's going on with Nathan and everything that's going on, and I actually have a thing of garlic I bought that's a jar, and I've been popping that. I also went out and got some gummies that are vitamin C with zinc this morning. And I had a friend help me because otherwise I wouldn't have been, because I am broke along with the rest of the world. That was one of the things that was causing my stress, was financial issues. Me and how many other people that are experiencing the same thing. And Father also in the journey this morning told me, stop worrying. Nothing that they have done to me has ever worked. It's not going to start now. You know? And so that's what faith is all about. That's when I journeyed this morning and ended up in front of Father. Oh, you're not interrupting at all. See, I don't trust Nathan. And I obviously do not trust Thomas. Thomas had Johnny Dub, who I really do believe is Doug Messner. He's working with the fucking Satanic Temple. Sent me this link to this dude that did a video. I was in his video. He took one of my videos and put it in his video, and he sped it up. So in the video, I'm talking so fast. I have never spoken that fast in my life. You know, I have kind of a slow cadence. I don't talk fast. If I talk fast, the words get jumbled up in my mouth and then I become mush mouth. But they sped it up, so I'm talking really fast. And Thomas sent it to Johnny Dub, who then forwarded it to me because it was just like, oh my God, David is on this Sunnyvale dude's video. I don't remember his name. I'm not even going to put the link because I don't care. The fucking video was like over 4 hours long. That's what I just don't get the whole 4 hour. Who has time to watch that shit? And it was stupid. So I forwarded just to see what they had done to me. That's how I know they sped me up. But I don't know what they thought. The dude has 127 subscribers. So I don't know what they think they're achieving with that at all. I just don't get where they come from. You know, I don't get their mentality. And fuck, maybe Nathan has a cold and isn't on there. you know? But if he's talking about Thomas and Defango, then investigators need to go find out what the fuck he knows. Whether or not he has issues is beside the point. You know, every one of these idiots has issues. Isaac had issues. I just got an email today from Johnny Dub. Those of you who are on that email list, you can go see it. But he was just like, you know who was it? I've been investigating David Shurter, and you know that his grandfather was a Nazi too. Well, you know, all of the motherfuckers that were in Hummel Park killing kids, they were all fucking Nazis. So my dad obviously was involved with Nazis. My grandfather Shurter, it pissed me off when I read it, because my grandfather Shurter, it wasn't my grandfather Shurter who got my dad and my Uncle Jack involved. It was my dad's Uncle Phil from Cassopolis, Michigan. It was his Uncle Phil that got them. All the shit that they did to me, they did also to my dad and to my Uncle Jack. And it was my Uncle Phil, my grandmother Shurter's brother. But you want to know what? You want to know who isn't a fucking Nazi, who's never been a Nazi, who has spent his entire adult life fighting this group of fucking Nazis? Me. So what difference does it make? Like I had any control over my grandfather and grandmother or my dad. I got to be careful because if I start getting loud, oh my God. Sorry. I do live rent-free in their head. They just never stop. And I think what it is it's all being investigated. You know, I think that it's all being investigated. And for whatever reason, what's going on with that apartment building, I certainly hope they don't get rid of everybody because there are some people, and I know it's not renovation because there's a new group of people. There's someone new in there. Wonderful Hispanic family. Wonderful Hispanic woman. Great dog. You know, so it's not like they're not renting the place. It's just certain people. They're not redoing their leases, which I'm not going to cry about, you know? As far as Nathan goes, if he knows about Thomas Schoenberger and Defango, I never knew about Defango, you know? I didn't find out about Defango until when I opened up comments and started talking about Isaac. That was when I learned Defango, because for the longest time, I didn't even know. It's not Section 8. It's not Section 8. These idiots aren't on Section 8. And I don't think there is any Section 8 here. It would be HUD, not Section 8. And they're not Section 8. I think that there's shit going down because there's stuff in town that's happening. There's stuff that's in town that's happening. This whole drug thing, this whole meth operation thing is all being investigated because it was easy enough to prove the Erling, Iowa gas station explosion. And now people realize that I've been telling the truth about the Erling, Iowa gas station explosion. It was the easiest thing to do. You know, it was the easiest thing to prove. But now that they know that I've been telling the truth about that, now they're suddenly starting, I think, to look at everything. You know, out here it's HUD. We don't have Section 8. I am friends with someone who runs a building, and it's HUD. You know, it's I'm not sad that it's happening. No more meth heads looking out their window, watching my every move. That's as far as I'm concerned. You know, it doesn't stop the issues because there's nothing that I can do about the house behind me. That's the whole reason I had to build a 9-foot fence. You know, the dude who ran around with the "Let's Summon Demons" t-shirt all over town, following me all over town. So he made sure that I saw his t-shirt. And then the woman who stared at me through my fence. It was the weirdest thing. I was sitting in a chair and could feel that someone was staring at me. So I go walking up to my fence. At the time, it was just a 6-foot fence. And I put my fucking eye to the fence because there's like a quarter break between each one because it's to keep it from blowing down. And she just kept staring at me. It was the weirdest, creepiest fucking thing. And then the boyfriend who looked like he was straight out of fucking prison, who didn't seem to own a shirt or a pair of shoes. Because every time I saw him, he was shirtless and barefoot. Wore jeans. Especially the time that I come out and he's burning shit out in the alleyway. You know? It was bizarre. And so that's the reason why I now have a 9-foot fence. But the blizzard that we just had with all of the wind and all of that, fuck, I had to go fix part of my fence. That happened on Friday. I didn't come down with this until like Friday afternoon. And I was so stressed out. I was not feeling well Friday, but then, you know, the snow was really bizarre. But we're starting to get bizarre weather. You know, it's 80 degrees one day and we're getting a blizzard the next. That's extreme even for Iowa. And there was dirt in the snow. They said that it came from New Mexico and Arizona, that all of that dirt got whipped up, but when the snow fell, it was already dirty. When it was on the roof, it was dirty because I guess the dirt was in the atmosphere. It was the most bizarre thing. We're just getting bizarre weather. But at least we didn't have an F4 tornado. You know, that was last year. But the season's young. But there's all kinds of shit that's going down in town. And people keep trying, I guess, the connected to the family where it wasn't the there's a kid that got killed on an ATV that everyone knows about and wants to get me involved because the police hit it. And then the family that was involved, they all think he was drunk, but it ended up killing, I think it was like a 3-year-old kid, and flipped on top of him. And then because it was on public land, the city sold it to the family for $1. You know, I have so many people in town coming and telling me the shit that this sheriff's department is involved with. But I can only, my plate is full, you know, and that's what people don't understand. So I don't want them to think that I don't care, but my plate is full, you know. His name is David. If you type in a tot that was killed on an ATV in Harlan, Iowa, only one thing comes up, and it wants to download it to my phone. You can't even find any information on it. But everyone's telling me that the sheriff's department hid it, you know, and it's because it's connected to a family that's connected to all of this bullshit with the meth and all of that. And so, and then there was a dude they just shot. He supposedly shot his wife and they shot him. And now people are telling me that that dude was involved with the fucking meth operation. You know, I can't keep up with all of the bullshit that's in this town. You know, it is, they could do a series about this town and the corruption that's in this small ass little town. You know, I would love to have ducks. I would love to have ducks. But you can't in town. I can't have chickens either. And the ducks wouldn't survive because my dogs would not. Oh, sorry. I can't help it though. But I do feel better. Hey, Saki. I I shouldn't have to be living like this, you know. But I'm not gonna bitch at God anymore because obviously I've been reprimanded. You know, I just don't want to just don't want to bitch anymore. And then after I journeyed and just to find out the information that I found out this morning, you know, that's when people start to despair and lose hope. You never know what might be coming down the pike ever. So never think, oh, well, I'm just going to give up, you know? Oh, yeah, Gov. Thank my head cold is nothing compared to open heart surgery. You know, oh, not to give away anything, but I you just never know what's coming down the pike. And when it seems the darkest, you just don't know. Perfect example. At the beginning of my divorce, I basically figured my life was over because my whole life was focused on my ex, and which was an incredibly abusive relationship. My sister, I've said this before, came to live with us for a week, and she told me, you know, I always thought that you guys were in an abusive relationship, but I had no idea that he was the one abusing you. And told me I needed to leave him. Of course, at the time, I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm not leaving him. My sister was just like, you're in one of the most abusive relationships I've ever seen. The only reason why it wasn't physically abusive is because I was so much bigger than he was. But it wasn't like he hadn't hit me in the past. You know, it's just it wasn't, you know. So I was all caught up in the divorce thinking my life was over. And so I tried something stupid. And ended up after that going and spending 7 days in the hospital. Because what I tried, I ended up at the point, I took 120 Xanax at one time. And my ex sent his best friend over who was studying to be a nurse and knew what I was doing. And instead of calling the ambulance or taking me to the hospital, she took me to my bank. I didn't even remember the bank. And so I ended up and I cleared out my bank because I had just gotten my check and didn't have any money, didn't know where it went. And the last thing I remember is that bitch, after she tucked me into bed, told me, goodbye, David. And at the time, my sister was all worried about me. And so my ex told my sister, well, I wouldn't go over there because he's drunk. I wasn't drunk. He knew I wasn't drunk. And then the very next day, that motherfucker calls my sister up and tells her, David wasn't drunk. You may want to go over to the house and check on him. He sent my fucking sister over thinking she'd find my dead ass body. You know? That's what I was getting away from, but couldn't see it at the time. Then I got a divorce. And after that, what I realized after the divorce is that being single and was loneliness not only did not kill me, but it was the best fucking thing that ever happened to me. My life, even with these dickheads on top of me, is better now than it's ever been. Not that I don't have issues. Not that I don't have a lot of shit that I have to contend with. But I don't have shit like that. And my point is that when you think that your world is over and all of that, you just never realize that you might be walking into green pastures after you just get done with all of the shit that you just had to deal with. You never know. And so never give up. Never give up. Oh, cognitive, I'm so sorry. It's sunny here. I don't know how warm it is. Oh, yes. But you just never know what might be done. So never give up. Always have faith. Keep the faith, you know? And that's what I was reminded of this morning, you know? Being given a head cold. God was basically like, oh, so you want him to win, huh? Well, here, let me give you a taste of what it would be like if they won. Do you like that? The answer is a most definite no. You know? No. That is not what I want. What I want is these motherfuckers to come down. I want them to be exposed. I want them to be fucking claimed. And I know I'm swearing a lot today. I'm sorry. But I just, you know, being alone is not the same as being lonely, Gov. You're absolutely right. And you want to know what? I don't have to actually defend my faith anymore. Because when I was with my ex, I had to defend my faith all the time. Because he had no faith, you know? The fact that I am not having to live in the gay lifestyle is the best fucking thing ever. The fact that I'm not, because that's what ended up basically splitting us apart in the first place. Because I told him I wasn't taking another vacation that was based on a fucking bathhouse. I was so sick of bathhouses. Because I wouldn't do anything. Because when I went to a bathhouse, I couldn't get it out of my mind that everybody looked sick. Well, you're having sex with 50 fucking people at night. Of course you look sick. So I would spend all of the time just walking around the hallways. And it was awful. Do you know how hard it is to walk for hours upon hours in flip-flops? My legs hurt so bad every time. But the dude wouldn't go to fucking museums. He wouldn't go do any of that shit. You know? And I just got sick of it, and I'm so glad I'm away from it. I'm just so glad I'm away from it. Sorry, I can't help but sneeze. But you never know. Right when you think your life is over, you have no idea if that's when God is going to make your life actually begin. You know? And letting go of shit is hard. It is hard. But having lived the life that I had, sometimes it's the best fucking thing. You know? And that's what Father reminded me of today, is that none of their shit has ever worked. When Doug Mesner started doing that shit on X, and I started dealing with him, he was like, oh, you always say something's coming down the pike. Oh, blah, blah, blah. But here I am. I'm great, you know? Well, dude, I haven't tried to do shit to you, but everything you've all tried to do to me has failed. Every fucking thing. You didn't get me locked up. I didn't get raped in jail. I didn't get lobotomized. You didn't get my house. You didn't blow me up with the fucking gas station. All of this shit. My dogs are fine. All this shit that you have actually tried to come at me, heaven has actually, and now Thomas Schoenberger thinks that he's done something brilliant by reporting fraudulently to Social Security. But when they pull up my account, they're going to realize it wasn't just but a few months ago that fucking Thomas's little sewer town rat idiots fucking tried to do a myriad amount of attempts at identity theft. And they're going to put two and two together. You know? They're going to put two and two together. Messner looks, he's sick. You know? It is protection, Gov. And I'm always in the right place, even though it sucks. And the attacks are terrible. You know? I didn't know he was married. I don't keep up on him. I don't give a shit about him. He doesn't ever leave me alone. You know? Today is Johnny Dub. He sent me a thing about, oh, my grandfather was a fucking Nazi. My grandfather was not a Nazi. He was a professor. My grandfather Shurter was one of the most lovely people I ever knew. He was in a loveless, awful marriage to my grandmother Shurter, who was a social climbing bitch. You know, all she cared about was money. She was the matriarch. She controlled everybody, you know, and he does look bad. And he's been infecting people secretly. I don't think he does it anymore because anybody who fucking has unprotected sex with him is a fucking idiot, you know? But for a while, for a long time, he was one of those people who was angry he had it, so he was trying to infect as many motherfuckers as he could, you know? And I was getting told that all the time. And he knows that, and I have fucking called him out on it. Just did it, yesterday, the day before yesterday, when I was fucking sick. So I was less than pleasant. Those who have seen the emails can see, because I just took screenshots of everything and just sent it all out. You know? Secretly infecting people with HIV is murder. Flat the fuck out. And he can say whatever the fuck he wants, you know? But it's murder. And he and Thomas are butt buddies. They're all working together, you know? And I know that because they send me fucking emails bragging about it. Not so much anymore. Thomas doesn't even send me emails. Now he sends them to Doug, who sends them to me. You know? Because Thomas says, oh, well, I'm a witness, and if you send me an email, it's witness intimidation. Dude, thank you for fucking heaven's blessings. I don't have to listen to you anymore. Because fuck, it was email after email after email after email, day after day after day after day. And now it's stopped. Thank God for small blessings. You know? But he bragged when he sent it to Neil, my sheriff, when he supposedly reported me for fraud with Social Security, put his name in that thing. Said he put his name in that thing. So when they look and they see that there was a myriad amount of attempts, and here is another attempt of them trying to fuck up my Social Security, what, they're not going to be able to put two and two together? You know? I guess that's what you learn in prison when you're a fucking felon. You know? That and the whole Nazi bullshit. Because Doug is a Nazi. So is fucking Thomas. And I don't think Kash Patel is going to help him at all. I don't think. He went on and on and on about how Kash Patel was going to fucking save him. I don't think that's going to happen at all. It's funny, isn't it? How all those motherfuckers have lost billions of dollars since January. Billions of dollars. I'm not worried about it, Gov, to be quite honest. I've had to go talk to them in person. on my social security, this whole thing of everyone saying, oh, well, I have it already on my account. I have to go do everything in person. There's no fucking phone shit on anything with my social security. I have to go in and show ID to do anything with my social security. And that's how I did it a long time ago. You know? Yes. And two, they hate me because they can't find shit on me. There's no shit to find. You know? I bitched at God that I wanted God to let them fucking succeed, and God smote me and gave me a fucking head cold to test my faith. Be sure of what you hope for. Is this what you hope for? It wasn't. That's the kind of shit I say. Heaven keeps me on a short leash. And when I get smote, I know I've been smote, and I know why. Heaven has always kept me on a short leash, and I am okay with that because I like to be. Hey, Cognitive. Everyone's happy you're here, Cognitive. It's been a long time. I don't like any of them. Elon Musk is a fucking Nazi. He's a fucking Nazi. Donald Trump's dad was in Humboldt Park killing fucking kids. They're all fucking Nazis. Pete Hegseth has fucking Nazi tattoos all over his fucking body. You know? We're at the end, though. We're at the end. We're at the end. Oh, but Elon Musk isn't racist because his dad just came out and said he was friends with the fucking help. So he's not racist. He was friendly to the fucking help, who were all black. You know? The shit that comes out of their mouths is just phenomenal. You know? Oh, yeah. He's 6, actually. Go type it in. When Elon Musk got off of his plane and the 6-year-old was coming behind him and Elon Musk just walked off. He forgot he even had that 6-year-old kid. So that 6-year-old kid came down the steps onto the tarmac and had no fucking clue where he was or what to do. It was the saddest fucking video I've ever seen in my life. He's just parading that 6-year-old around like he's an object, you know? But the dude will stick his dick in anyone. How many fucking kids does he have from how many fucking mothers? And his kids hate him, you know? 2005, there's been nothing like it. 2005, this has been the most bizarre year ever. It's been that's why I say we're at the end. Because this shit can't continue. And if I was them, I'd be afraid. Because Bernie Sanders and AOC are getting thousands upon thousands of people. These people are angry. So when I tell you that they start suffering, they're going to go drag them out of their fucking homes. You can already see the truth in that. You know? And he's a drug addict. You know? I'm sorry, Cognitive, from those storms. The storms, but that's the whole thing. These I will put the link in the description. So when I get done with this, I'll remember to put the link in there. You guys got to go see this video. It's a geophysicist talking about what's going on with the sun right now. You need to see this shit. And that's what's causing all of these earthquakes and all of this bizarre ass weather. Fuck, come to find out, the wind that we had during the blizzard we just had was 90 miles an hour. They said that it was going to be 75 miles an hour, but they clocked the gusts at like 90 to 100 miles an hour. I will put the link in. Cognitive actually is the one who sent me the link. We're headed for a huge solar storm. A 1, 2, 3 punch. And I hope I didn't. Stephan Burns. That's it. Go like and subscribe to his. Stephan Burns. I liked and subscribed. Some of the stuff you guys send me is just Amazing. Amazing. It is ominous. We were told at the end that heaven would be fire this time, not water. Why wouldn't we think that heaven would use the sun? You know? See, Gov, the whole thing about it is that they can affect all of this shit. They can affect it with their frequencies and their cloud seeding and all of that. But they can't control it when it gets out of control. That's the whole thing. And they're not controlling the sun. But all the shit that they've done already fucked up the weather. So now heaven is just using the sun to actually exemplify it. That's what I think. You know? They've been doing all kinds of shit. You know? People want to believe whatever the fuck they want to believe into. That's what cognitive dissonance is all about. If the facts make them uncomfortable, they'll just tell themselves that those facts aren't facts. Because I guess opinion dictates reality anymore. You know? Of course, if these motherfuckers told themselves that gravity doesn't have any effect on them and they jumped off a fucking tall building, guess what the fuck would happen? Their opinions, there's dumbass beliefs, ain't gonna make them fly. Oh, they'll fly all right. Straight down. It'll take them 2 or 3 seconds. The landing will be a bitch. You know? Because they want to just tell themselves whatever the fuck it is they want to tell themselves. You know? Stupid shit. That's... When you run from the dark ends up controlling you. That's the reason why. If you're being chased in a dream by something, if something in a dream is chasing you, in the dream, turn around and embrace whatever is chasing you. Because you need to be aware of it. And that is so much fight or flight. When I was a kid, they taught us fight or flight. That's what it was, fight or flight. I always fight. And the reason why I always fight is because you want to know what happens when you fly? You end up turning your back on them. And so you don't see them coming up behind you. And they always catch up with you. And so I'd rather fucking look them straight dead in the eye and see them come in. Ricky from Sunnyvale. Dumbass video, dickhead. I'm sure Thomas got you connected. Your whole 127 subscribers, the video that you took of me that you actually sped up with all of your stupid fucking commentary. I don't know who you thought it was going to affect. I don't know who you think is going to actually sign up for your shit. You know? And who the fuck? Oh, now you have 186. Wow. I bow to you. You know? You realize that nobody watches fucking 4+ hours of your stupid shit, right? Nobody has time to listen, to sit down and watch 4+ hours of your stupid shit. But you're all like that, and you're working with Thomas. You know? You're working with Thomas because I called out the other guy. God only knows, you might still be him. Hoax Wars, isn't that the dude? You know? Oh my God. They're just fucking pathetic. So Thomas is obviously watching this and then got a hold of him, and now here he is. Saying, well, I have 186 viewers, you know? Yeah, because you have no life. I don't know why you think anyone is going to watch 4+ hours. You want to know what? Nobody is as lonely and as fucking a loser as you are. No one has 4.5 hours plus to give to your stupid shit. And you're disingenuous. Because the video that you put of me, you sped it up. Do I talk that fast? I have never been able to talk that fast in my life. You know? You're disingenuous. You're involved with them. And I'm so glad you came in here, because now people can see who you are and know that you're with Thomas, which means that you're involved with all of his nefarious bullshit, along with Sewer Town. They're nefarious bullshit. You're so fucking stupid. Well, you sped it up. You know? Thank you for at least admitting it. You know? Now they're gonna know who you the fuck are. And people in here might go look at your shit, but I bet if they subscribe to it, it's only because they're gonna keep me informed. Because Doug Mesner is the one who told me about your fucking channel after Thomas sent him an email. So you're involved with the Satanic Temple and Thomas Schoenberger and all of the fucking child trafficking fucking bullshit that I'm having to expose. So I'm glad you're in here actually being like a fucking idiot. Oh, I gotta have any people like notice me, you know? Sometimes that's not a good thing. Maybe you should fucking hide in this, keep hiding in the shadows. It's not a good idea to come in here. And you ain't gonna get any support from these people. You know? They're, as you can tell, are already laughing at your stupid ass. Along with Thomas. You know? Along with Thomas. Who is the one who informed you? Or Doug Mesner. As Johnny Dub, aka Andy Villa, aka John Kilrush, aka whatever the fuck he calls himself. No, you wanted people to notice you. You didn't just come in to say hi. You know? You wanted people to notice you. And now everyone does. So you achieved exactly what you wanted. You know? But with that said, he's fucking looking for, he wants people to notice it, you know? He wants people to notice it. They all do, you know? But with that said, I want to pray. This is actually going better than, I actually feel better now dealing with this shit than I have in days, you know? I'm just, thank you, you know? So it's time to pray. Father, we come to you. I come to you. And thank you for actually guiding me. You tested my faith and realized that what I was bitching about was not what I wanted. And I am grateful that you do not answer every one of my prayers, because sometimes I am a complete dumbass and I ask for things that I really don't want. I know that you are behind us and supporting us, and your grace and love is fueling all of us, and you're bringing us all together, and that feels good. You know, that it feels empowering. It's not that it feels good, it's empowering. And everything is through you. I thank you, because the other night I had YouTube going on my phone, and I woke up to the most amazing prayer, and I will put that link also in the description when I get finished, because people just have to listen to it. It was just amazing, and I was able to share it with some people, and they found it incredible. You are bringing us together and actually getting us to all stand strong. And I'm just grateful, because what you promised us is now coming to fruition. And there's a lot of us that can see it. And I'd really be grateful if you helped take my cold away, since you gave it to me in the first place. But I'm not complaining. I'm grateful, because you got me to wise up. And everything that's happening in so many of our lives is providence. We can see that you are working in our lives nonstop, and we are all grateful. I know that I am not the only person in here that is grateful for that. I don't know what's going on with Nathan Stolpman, but if Nathan Stolpman has information about Thomas Schoenberger and Defango and can help expose what happened with Isaac Cappy, I ask that you open the doorway and shine a light on that and bring it to everyone's attention. Everything that's been hidden in the dark is being brought out into the shadows. And obviously, we can see just by what happened in here that you're deluding them so much that they're actually can't help themselves but stand up in the light for the first time ever. And we're grateful for that. I am grateful for that. I just can't tell you enough how grateful I am. You sent your son, our brother, Jesus Christ, to show it, to teach us the word and to live a life that we are to emulate. Each one of us, especially myself, comes short, but yet here you are still. And it's just that when we fall, we pick ourselves up, dust ourselves off, and just keep going. Trying to be better every day. And that's what I ask, is that you help each one of us become better people than we are right now, and help us grow and evolve into the very children that you need us to be. And this is all because you sent your son, Jesus Christ, our brother, to teach us the word and to bestow upon us the grace, because the only way things can be accomplished is through you. We can't do anything on our own. Help us to remember that. Have the humility and all of that to realize that it's you working through us and not us. And just, we're all grateful that we're servants. It's amazing to be a servant to heaven. We would all rather be servants to heaven than rule in hell. And be stuck with those dickheads? Oh, God. It would be hell. With that said, I'm getting a little bit inappropriate with my prayer. I just want to say thank you for everything. And I thank you for bringing all the people in today, and that we all encourage each other, and we realize that we're all going forward and the stuff is coming down, and you're answering your promises. Everything that you have said is now being fulfilled, and we are grateful. Help us to help others get through this time with their souls intact. And we say these things lovingly and gratefully in your son, our brother's name, Jesus Christ. Amen. That's the whole thing. I think that all of us are grateful, Sherilyn. I'm definitely grateful. I'd be a little bit more grateful if I could get over this cold. But it is what it is. And there are other people who have got slowed down a lot harder than I did. You know? It's about realizing now, Gov. Yeah, sorry. It's not really boogers. There's nothing in there. It's all snot. I'm like drowning in my own snot. It's awful. It's just... And I'm a big baby. I'm not a baby when I get sick that I want to be taken care of. I'm a baby in that I just want to be left the fuck alone. I'm kind of that way. That's why I'm glad I'm just alone. My dogs are fine. They've loved it because I've been laying in bed with them for days, you know? Cognitive, I can't wait to go home either. I'm excited. And I agree with you, I'm oddly peaceful and excited. I'm just, this evil shit has been just too much to deal with. You know, it's just been too much to deal with. Gov, by the way, I made a decision, so watch your email. You know? You'll know what I'm talking about when you get it. I think a lot of us in here are just, we're ready, you know? We're ready. I am so tired of this bullshit. And I'm tired of the directed energy weapons. I'm tired of having to fight these dumbass arguments with these dumbass people You know, Angel, there'll be nothing that you can do. You can stand up to him. You can still fight, but still pray. You know, it's not either or. And in fact, I'll tell you the same thing that I told Isaac Cappy when he told me that he was arguing, that he was calling Aquino on 4 of his phone numbers that he got. You can't effectively fight this shit without Jesus Christ. You can't fight this shit. You know? Yes, Ricky, everyone has heard of Homeseth. You know? And I'm not going to get into the argument about Timothy Homeseth. I have my own misgivings about him. Is he real? Is he not? Who knows? You're 3 light years behind. That's right. You're 3 light years behind. You know? The same questions about Homeseth that I have about Nathan Stolpman. Is he real? Is he not? And what I find with most of the shit is that it's a little of both. You know? Bringing up all of that stupid, oh, they do bring those names out to trigger me. They're so stupid. And it doesn't trigger me. I just don't give a shit. You know? I just don't give a shit. I just don't care. And now I have a cold, so I care even less. Because I could not give a shit less. I just couldn't give a shit less. This shit is pathetic. You know? This shit is pathetic. He'll probably put this fucking video and put it on 1.5. So now I'll talk like this. Oh my God. My name is David Shurter, and I'm talking like this because I have to talk really fast. See, I can't even fucking do it. You know? But he does this video where that's how I'm talking. I don't talk like that. It's fucking pathetic. It's stupid. You know? Again, when it comes down to it, Cat Williams said it perfectly. When you are listening to God, who gives a fuck what these dumbass motherfuckers have to say? The only thing we care about is what God has to tell us. That's the only thing that we care about. And all of their stupid shit is entertaining to them. But, you know, when you're involved with God, that's all you care about, is getting told what you need to be told by God. And all of their bullshit is just bullshit, you know? Well, now you're in here talking about Nathan. And God only knows, you could be fucking Thomas. You're definitely Thomas Schoenberger's butt boy, you know? I just don't know what you think you're going to get in here. You're certainly not going to get a reaction from me because I'm out of here. I need to go make myself another hot tea. And I need to lay down because I am just, this cold is in my head. I will be doing another live on Tuesday. I'll feel better by Tuesday. Even if I have a little bit of a cold, I'll still be in on Tuesday. I'm sorry that I wasn't on yesterday, but I wasn't well enough. But I knew that there were people who get concerned. And I'm not going to leave people hanging. I'm just not going to let people hanging. You know, Sherilyn, Gov, Cognitive, Into, Saki. It's been wonderful. Cognitive, take care of the snow, you know? Take care of the snow. And I hope you're not getting the wind that we got, because that wind was just something else. It was scary. It sounded like the wind was screaming outside. That was how hard the wind was. It was just bizarre, you know? Everyone else have the day you deserve. Amen to that, you know? I can only imagine what my email looks like right now, and I'm not even going to check it. I am going to send one out, but I'm not going to check. And I'm hoping there's someone in here that I would like to talk to. You know who you are. So after I get off here, my producer, who I'm very quiet about, the one who gives me pointers, you know, because that is, I can't do this alone. I certainly can't do it without God, you know. I'm so glad we're not getting snow. I'm so sorry you're getting snow. I usually like winter, but this weather has been so bizarre. It's 80 one day and we're getting a blizzard with 100-mile-an-hour winds the next day. The weather is just bizarre. That's what I'm saying, Gov. They can fuck with the weather. Yeah, they can. Now they fucked it up, and now they can't fix it. You know? And now it's fucked up. They can do all this stupid shit. Oh, yeah, but just because you can do something doesn't mean you should do something. Because as I've said before, Frankenstein always loses control of the monster. You know? You can make weather, you just can't control it. You know? And it's just, you know, there is no normal weather anymore. There's just no normal weather anymore. Now it's so fucked up, bizarre. But then what is it? Oh, by the way, while I'm at it, all of you on my last live need to go read Gov's comment. Gov left a comment that I 110% agree with. He was talking about how everything is falling apart and all of it's fucked up. And it was one of the best comments I think that's ever been left. You guys leave good comments anyway. But I do have to say, Gov, I just haven't done anything because I haven't felt well. But it was a great... With these videos, with these live videos, you really do need to look at the comments and go back and read the comments because people watch them and then leave comments. And the comments are, as far as I'm concerned, a lot of times the comments are way better than even what I said in the video. You know, I don't find myself to be all that interested. I kind of just drone on and on and on about the same shit. But other people leave comments and they are really interesting. The comments are like the best thing. You know, I love Jimi Hendrix. One of the best guitar players that was ever. But then Jimi Hendrix is more my siblings' age, but I grew up with their music because they left their music when I was growing up with my dad. Well, my dad just kept their records. So I grew up with a lot of it, you know, and so love Jimi Hendrix, you know. And now that people aren't being weird about it, I'm 58, so obviously it wasn't my generation. But I think that the old stuff, the older I get, I sound like my freaking dad. The music that they do now, some of the songs that I've heard, they just keep repeating like 5 words over and over and over through the whole song. How is that music? And there's no real, I'm showing my age, you know? And as I get older, I'm becoming a grumpy old dude, you know? I was grumpy anyway, but as I get older, I'm getting grumpier, you know? One of them is right at my feet. The other one's outside, or right out in the hallway laying on the rug. The other one's downstairs under the covers, waiting for me to come back to bed. They are sweet. Oh, yes, you're sweet. Oh, stretches. Stretches. No, they're here. I think you can hear the tail, you know? That's the reason why they go after my dogs. They always threaten my dogs. They're my family, you know? They're my family. No. Well, who does like Trump? And if Tara Joyce blocked you, thank your lucky stars. Because she's a weird ass obsessive bitch. That's my opinion, having to deal with her. You know? Just weird. Obsessive. Needs to be called out. Because she's part of the whole thing. She was part of the whole team. Daniel Dowd, Geo Farnsworth, they were all working with Thomas with all that Social Security stuff. And Social Security got all those names. Because when they asked me who I thought it was, I told them all those names. So that's in my thing. When they pull up my account, they're going to see who I said, you know? And now, you know, your name doxes you. Your work. The whole thing about it is that nobody believes that you're not working with them. Nobody believes that. And you're just in here looking for attention, which is bizarre, you know? Why would you come someplace you know you're not liked, that you're not going to be respected? I don't like to be where I'm not wanted, where I'm not respected, where I'm not liked. And why would I like you? You know? Oh, and by the way, that whole thing about me saying what happened when I was 13, you're misquoting that. My nephew never went to the hospital. I never went to jail. And in fact, the Minneapolis police sent social services into my dad's house as a result because they knew things were going wrong in my household. So you can say whatever the fuck you want. You can speed me up and lie about the shit and all of that stuff, but you're fucking fake. You're supporting fucking child killers and you want people to respect you. I don't get it. I don't get it. I just don't get it. And you're disingenuous and you lie. And you want attention. And you think you're actually making a difference? Yeah, you are, dude. Because I bet in real life, people don't like you. I bet they don't like you any more than they like you in here. And you blame everyone but the very person who is the only constant in your life. And that's the one that looks back at you every time you look in the mirror. You'll blame everyone else but yourself. And it's just sad. It's sad. And you think you're having an effect. You're having an effect, all right, dude. It's just not the one you probably wanted. And with that said, it's time to go jump in bed with my puppies. Except that I'm actually going to try and get a hold of someone quick. Gov, look for my email. Cognitive, thank you. Keep up. I appreciate it. I will put those links in the description. I'll try to remember to do it right away. I was going to do, the two that I know exactly the two that I was going to put in. One, you have to just listen to it. If you don't have time to listen to the one that's scripture and stuff, go all the way to the end and listen to the prayer because it is amazing. But you need to see about the solar storm stuff that's coming on. And I can't thank you enough for all of you guys keeping me in the loop so I don't have to do the stupid shit. Is just thank you. You know, I do sing. I can sing very well, actually. My mom, I got that from my mom. Probably not today. That's what I'm talking about. The Stephan video. I'm putting that one on there. Stephan Burns. And you guys just need to actually check and subscribe to his because he's a geophysicist. And he's talking about the solar storms and stuff. He's just brilliant. And he's well-read. I love a well-read individual. You know? So I will do that now. I'm going to get off here. I'm going to go get those links. I'm going to put them in the description before I do anything else so I don't forget. And his YouTube station is by his name, Stephan Burns. you know. And so I'll talk to you guys soon. Hopefully, I'll talk to one of you sooner than not. All right, guys. Thank you. Was on here so much longer, but it was a pleasure to be on here today. You know, it was a pleasure to be on here. Dude, you ain't gonna get anybody from in here if they come in there. But nobody has fun at 10:30 at night. Nobody's gonna give you 4 or 5 hours for your stupid shit. Just not. I sure as fuck ain't. But if any of you do, well, I'm sure that I'll get it from Doug Mesner. I'm sure that Thomas will send it to Doug Mesner, who will send it to me. You know, because I'm sure it'll be all about me. You know, I live in their fucking heads for free. You know, but you'll have the same number as last night. Well, at least you have one. Okay. I'll talk to you guys later.